So, it was announced yesterday that Target here in Australia is going to close 75 of their stores and convert a bunch of other stores of theirs into Kmarts. So don't worry, for those of you still wanting to get your hands on those $10 faux porcelain llama-shaped planters, you're in luck. They're still available from Kmart. Trust me, I know from experience. I don't know. And although it doesn't sound like it, this actually represents a pretty huge problem because 1,300 jobs are now at risk in rural areas that can really least afford this kind of crap right now with everything that's going on with the coronavirus. Look, Wesfarmers, the company that owns Target, is objectively not doing great right now. Their debt to equity ratio is looking pretty average, and the prospects for future growth for anyone in retail in the next couple of years aren't doing too well either. But the fact is their current cash flow at the moment is allowing them to pay for their daily operations. They can afford to keep these 1,300 people on the payroll. They're choosing not to for the sake of a line item that makes their balance sheet look marginally better. And look, I suppose it all depends on what your philosophy is on what a company is supposed to be. For the longest time in this country, we've had this like borderline psychotic Ayn Randian point of view that the only point of a company is to maximize shareholder value at the expense of everything else. Little Vietnamese children that live downstream of us be damned. And honestly, I don't know if it's like the sappy social justice Gen Y part of me. I don't know if it's that or what it is, but I think we can do better than this. I'm not saying forego profitability for the sake of retaining jobs, like there's no need to keep hiring the cow milker if the cow's dead and rotting in the field, right? That's not the point. But certainly having your own staff at least considered as being stakeholders in the equation of like, should these staff members still exist here anymore? That's a pretty good place to start. They are people who are affected by these decisions beyond just the shareholders. We should take that into account. This is exactly how we got to this place in the first instance, always looking at this sort of relentless short-termism of, are we going to make money this quarter? Are we going to be up this month? The next decade, be damned, right? And this is exactly how our manufacturing base got snaked out from under us, right? Everyone at every CEO at every company in Australia that made stuff basically went, well, it'd be about 15% cheaper to exploit slave labor in China or India or Bangladesh for $1 literal a day than it would be to make this in Geelong. So we're going to do that. In this relentless quest for short-term profits and shareholder value, we've created an economy that now relies on these cheap Chinese goods to survive. Because your average Australian now can't afford to buy Australian-made products, even if they wanted to. You shouldn't be able to buy a t-shirt for $3, and I think deep down, we all kind of know that. Someone, somewhere along the line, got exploited to get that t-shirt into your hands, and local manufacturing can't possibly compete with standards that ignore human rights. I'd like to think maybe it's a good thing Target goes out of business. Maybe it'll leave more room for mom and pop stores and we'll have people that are, buying local and encouraging the local economy more. But if history has kind of taught us anything, it's that it's the last conglomerate left standing who gets to take over and monopolize during a crisis. So I think if anything, actually the opposite is going to happen. So I'm not sorry the Targets are closing, but I am sorry for the 1,300 additional people that now have had their financial futures thrown into question by this decision, at a time when getting a new job is a pretty tall order. But look, if worse comes to worse, you can still pick up this guy at your local Kmart, so thank God for that. So let me know what you think, guys. I'd be curious to know what you think about this Target closure, what it means for jobs, what it means for the economy. Leave your comments down below and like and subscribe if you feel like that's something you'd like to do. See you in the next episode.